Molybdenum is classified as critical by the US, Japan and New Zealand, with essentially no published production outside of China. Caesium demand is growing. Tantalum is fundamental to the electronics supply chain. Gold and copper are both near record highs. Now, Askari has exposure across all of these. How do you think about the macro background and what that means for the long-term value of this portfolio?
So we're certainly operating in what I would like to describe a very supportive and increasingly strategic macro environment. I think it's a really important tailwind for the portfolio that we've built as well. On the critical mineral side, there is a clear and accelerating global focus on security of supply, and we've seen that. Countries are becoming much more aware of the risks associated with concentrated production, particularly for minerals like rubidium, caesium, and tantalum, where their supply chains are relatively narrow. And that is driving policy support, investment as well, and ultimately demand for new sources of these materials, especially from jurisdictions outside of traditional suppliers. So you mentioned China. There's certainly been a dominating factor and a dominating force in the production of those critical minerals. So globally, we're seeing this transition or this shift away from reliance on those traditional suppliers. And so it's a very important time for the company to be exploring and developing this asset. But at the same time, we're also seeing this energy transition and electrification themes, and they continue to underpin that strong long-term demand for minerals like lithium and tantalum. So tin remains an essential part of electronics and soldering. Tin prices are at record high. And so ultimately, it's kind of the coming together of all of the stars aligning. So when you do look at our OIS project, we're not just exposed to one commodity cycle, we have exposure to a basket of critical minerals that they're all tied into long-term structural demand trends. On the other side of the portfolio, gold and copper provides a different but equally compelling dynamic. Gold continues to benefit from its role as a store of value in uncertain markets, while copper is fundamentally tied to global infrastructure, also electrification and economic growth. So both commodities, as you've mentioned, they're trading at near historically strong levels. More importantly, though, the long-term demand outlook for copper particularly remains very robust. So what I like to say to an investor is that when you think about our portfolio as a whole, it's really about balance and leverage. We've got exposure to near-term exploration catalysts at Nejo, backed by strong gold and copper fundamentals, alongside longer-term strategic critical mineral stories at OIS that aligns with those global supply chain priorities. And ultimately, personally, I think the combination positions Askari in a very interesting way. We're not reliant on single commodity or single macro theme. We're leveraged to multiple high conviction global trends, all of which have strong underlying demand drivers. And so as we continue to advance both projects, we believe the macro backdrop will not only support the technical work that we're doing, it'll also help to underpin long-term value for our shareholders as well.